I want to pivot slightly. So I woke up with this idea this morning and I want to pick your brains because I have an answer and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a controversial answer to anything chat could give us. The question is, Dave, if I was to ask you this, and I want to ask all of chat because I want your opinion on this as well, what makes for a good trader? I asked myself this morning and I had an answer come up, and maybe it's part of doing this fast, but my mind went to a place where it didn't usually go to, and it's quite an unusual answer that I've got. My question to you, my question to chat, very simply, what makes for a good trader?
So this is very interesting. I will answer it with the answer that I've been thinking about most recently. This is reflective of, in terms of how I've been trading, how I've been executing, what I've been able to do and what I haven't been able to do. And what I will say is, very succinctly, preparation. What do I mean by that? It's a very broad-based subject, but I think if you use that word, right, many traders out there don't know how to study, right? They don't know what they're studying, or they don't know how to study. They don't know how to document their trades. So preparation kind of covers everything. It covers trade preparation. It covers your thesis. It covers memory aids. It covers what do I do for my own accountability to hold true to my trades. It covers everything in terms of from planning to execution to the wrap up, right? A lot of traders out there don't prepare. They don't prepare to do all those things. Therefore, they're not good traders, right? Even if they entered into a trade, happened to luck into profit, and they closed the trade and they closed green, they don't know why they closed green. They just know that they closed green. They know that they executed on that trade, but they don't know the whys behind it. They were just looking to execute off of that. I think preparation is what makes a good trader, in my opinion.
Okay, so like organization, just general good time management.
Absolutely. You could be in front of charts for 20 hours a day and be a terrible trader, right? Because you don't know what you're studying.
That pains me to hear that. I'm probably the most disorganized guy. Time management is definitely something that I'm working on. Shane is saying to make a good trader, start with 0 and end with £1. I want to challenge that a little bit. Can we not just gamble recklessly, starting with 0 and ending with £1? Can we not just put on a lucky trade? Can we not just kind of, put a buy stop or a sell stop on a red news folder and just kind of get lucky with the with the trade? Can we go further than just measuring ourselves on the immediate P&L? I appreciate that's the end goal. We want to make more than lose, but is there more to it?
That's a very interesting thing. I shared something yesterday in terms of, again, but it goes back to preparation, right? I talked about I had the word in my head, but basically I have funds that are very discretionary and not exploratory, but basic speculative. That's what it was, right? I talked about a speculative investment that I made in something that I thought was a good idea, and I wanted to be able to gain exposure into that. If you want to catch that, go to the replay of the US stream. Catch that over there. I talk about that in a little bit of detail. And I said, okay, I know what the purpose of this is, right? This is a speculative investment with a very, very small percentage of my portfolio, a negligible percentage of my portfolio, because I wanted to be able to do something. And that's akin to having a buy or sell order on a red folder day, watching it trigger and hoping it goes in your direction, right?
Yeah.
That's into that, right? But even then, there's preparation involved for that, right? And I say, I am ready to get wiped out on this position. It will not affect my trading. It will not affect my long-term trade of my long-term account. Because even if I lose every single red cent in that speculative trade, at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt. Where we get in trouble is that we're not prepared for the loss. We're not prepared for the loss in a speculative trade. So to your answer, or to your question, Rick, yeah, you could do that. You could throw an order out there on a red folder day, get it to trigger anytime. I'll use the US time reference just because I have it in my mind. It won't trigger no earlier than 8:25 in the morning, and hopefully that goes in my direction and I catch up, 300 pips, to use a Forex term, right? And I can retire. Great, right? If you happen to capture that, then that's great. But at the end of the day, if you're not prepared to actually take that loss too, if you're not prepared that's going to blow out your account, then no. And 90% of traders, like, I'm just going to throw a stupid high number, they're not ready to do that, right? What they're doing with that account. They're saying, I need to place this red folder trade to make sure that that I eat today. That is not the time to do that, right? You're not going to pay your bills doing that. Could it be fun? Yeah, I agree. That's why we're in these markets.
Yeah, absolutely. Barry touched on something, says, surely good traders subscribe to TradeDelicious and press that like button. Come on, that's got to be worth a free account. No shame, Barry. Good trade is constantly, where are we? Good trade trader is constantly trying to improve and doesn't give up. It's that being better than you were yesterday. Good trader means a journey from FOMO to becoming patiently waiting for a setup. Definitely patience comes into it. So this is the word that I was met with this morning. So we have kind of patience, we have discipline, we have time management, we have risk managers, we have all these kind of, and I want to call them cliche words because they're words that are so easily used, but it's so difficult to find the exact value within what's trying to be communicated. So when I say discipline, to practice that discipline isn't just as easy as going, yeah, we just need discipline. It takes conscious effort, journaling, feedback, and all that. But the word I woke up with this morning, and this is the word I want to explore. Be a good trader also takes, and this is very new to me, controlled aggression. To be a good trader, you've got to manage risk. But to be a great trader, you want to maximize what you're getting out of a trade. And that controlled aggression is where you know when to press the throttle. Now, this is, if you ever play me in a game of poker, you're going to struggle to win. And I'll tell you why. Because I play not to lose. I play so defensively. And as a result, it normally gets me into the final table, maybe the top 3. And I'm trying to sort of coast my way into that final area. Now, the problem is, in trading, I play not to lose. That's great. I'm covering risk, I'm being disciplined, I'm being patient, I'm waiting for my trades, but I'm playing not to lose. How much money does it really mean that I'm making? When I see these grade A setups and I say, oh, I really like this, do I press the throttle all the way down? We have these accounts that have these big buying powers and we have a lot of horsepower that we can use. Am I pressing that throttle all the way down? So yesterday was a bit of an interesting one. I actually hit one of my biggest winning trades. In 2 days' time, I think I'm going to get my 9th consecutive back-to-back payout. Now, that sounds great. And 2 years ago, I'd be like, wow, well done, Rich. Trading within prop, your live accounts, multiple payouts. But how much have I made? And that's what I have to ask myself. It's not just about saying, hey, I make profitable trades. Hey, I manage risk. I'm now looking at how can I control that aggression and be really, really with it when the time tells me, still managing risk. And it touches on what you were saying about having a separate account and being a little bit spicy with it. Just having the ability to be a little bit flexible, maybe trading a red news folder if you choose. I have given myself such an account. And the difference between the account that I'm being aggressive on and the difference between the accounts that I'm being very passive. Wow, night and day. One of them is heavily negative and the other one is heavily positive. And that feeds into that controlled aggression. If I can't be aggressive in a technically good way, and this is what it's doing, that account is encouraging me to take lower quality setups. So therefore that discipline goes, that FOMO starts kicking in, that patience starts ticking away from me. And what I've got is this account I don't care about as much, but it gives me the opportunity to take lower quality trades. My edge doesn't come from jumping in the market randomly with big risk. My edge comes from being patient. So I'm trying to be aggressive on my main accounts, my bigger accounts, but I don't have the confidence for it. So that was the word that woke up in my mind this morning. And I was like, how can we challenge that? What can we do with that?
So interestingly enough, and this is the study about what we do. Kind of like I said, right? Discretionary accounts, right? Or having a way to be a little bit more speculative in the trade setups that we take. I think it's a combination of trading the setups that work a little bit more heavily. I think that's where the aggression should be leaned into, right? Versus risking the same amount or even more on your grade B setups, right? Your A plus setups, and you're like, okay, these are the setups that have been working for me based off of a percentage, right? That's where you start turning up, if you're smart. That's how you start turning up the dial just a little bit, right? You sit there and say, I need to size up on these A plus setups. These are the setups that have paid me, incremental amounts over time. And if you have and then if you got a YOLO account, right? Yeah, like, you got your little YOLO account. I think that sometimes you have to realize that I think as a trader, you have a little bit of that mindset, right? It's the ones who can beat down that gambler mindset a little bit, and make sure that it's well disciplined. And I always talk about, okay, if I'm a business, right? That's what we are as traders. We're a business. Okay. This is a job. Here's my balance sheet, right? If I have $100, right, and I'm spending $75 on A plus setups, I'm going to spend $20 on, setups that are B, maybe C, depending on market conditions. Then give yourself $5 to go ahead and place a YOLO trade just to appease the child inside a little bit. That could be a strategy. I don't suggest it. The problem is people do $75 on YOLO setups, $25 on A plus setups, and then, $5 on like B plus setups. setups. Like the ratios are a little scared. And the thing is that you can't be. This is exactly right. You can't be scared to succeed. You can't be scared to succeed. And that's why I say I go back to preparation, right? If you're prepared, those numbers don't scare you. Success doesn't scare you, right? We're all humans. It just takes a long time to get there. If this were easy, everybody would do it and nobody would make money at it because everybody's doing it.